Hello everyone, we're going to be playing with our 6x8 papers today. You can probably use this for like any size, but I wanted to kind of expand our 6x8 papers and use them a little bit differently. And this is a simple format, but I just thought it was fun and different. I just wanted to switch things up because I don't want all of my tutorials to look the same, right? So I've got this pocket here, and then here, this is scored, so you have all this wiggle room. And for reference, this size right here is, oh, that's the papers we're gonna need. Our inserts on the top are size 7x6. So, which is these sizes, so you can see how much room we have without like just losing that space up there. I obviously decorated this a bit with my little technique that I always do, and then when you open it, it's just a different way to do it on this side, but the same concept, just the pocket on the side. And I'll show you a couple different ways that you can do this just to switch up your pockets or things like that. So now that I've cheated, here is, we need 5 6x8 papers. So you want to go ahead and pick those out. And I'm going to pick, so I'm just going to grab 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and then my last one's cut, and I'll show you that. So for now, let's grab 2 of them out of our 5, okay? We're just going to grab these 2 here and grab my scoreboard. Okay, and I'm looking for, okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're just going to score this at 1/2 inch, okay, on both sides. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So this is gonna be my front pocket right here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and score this here at the 1/2 inch mark. And just so you can see what's going on. Now this is basically this going on top of this, and we're gonna have to score that. So you can either score it over here at the 7.5 inch score, or you can go ahead and score it at the 1/2 inch score there. But I'm gonna do it this way at the 7.5 inch score. Here, let me do this for anyone reading captions. So there's that. I'm gonna fold this way. So we're basically stacking it like this. So you see how I get that little extra leeway in there? That's what we're doing. And I'm just gonna glue the bottom. So we're basically doing that with 2 pages. So let me glue this down here and grab this one. So you've got that, and you've got that end. Just make sure it's nice and even, and you'll have this little thing here. And then I just go ahead and glue the bottom. Just add a little glue in there at that lower edge. And voila, you're gonna have this extra leeway folder. So I'm gonna do that again with our second page. Just get out of the way. So I have 2 more here, and we're doing the same exact thing. We're just going to score the first one at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score the second page here at 7.5 inches. Okay, move this out of the way. Go ahead and fold that down, and I'm going to fold this down. And we're just going to glue it on and do the same thing. This weather is crazy, guys, isn't it? It's like rain, 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 sun, rain. It's like Florida. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me, because if you're from Florida, then you know. Summers in Florida always have an afternoon shower every day in the summer. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's like clockwork. you just have this insane tropical storm pass through, and then it's like beautiful and sunny the rest of the day. Even at the beach, you go to the beach and just, you know, you got to leave around 2 because you'll see the storm coming in. I'm just gluing this in the bottom again and putting that here. So you can do this and make your album larger and just keep going and going and piling it up. But I'm just leaving mine like that. And I did do, just for fun, just to make it different, and just take the top, and I'm making different cuts because I didn't want it to be the same boring thumb notch. So I wanted it to look a little different. And that's what I did. And this can be single-sided paper, by the way. I should have said that in the beginning. So if you're worried and you're a bit of a control freak, if you want, you can take this and measure it out to make sure they're the same. I personally don't mind, but I'm going to do it just, you know what? I'm going to do it for you guys. I normally would just do it by eyeball. I'm just going to do that. And so you have that. And it looks just different, you know what I mean? Just not the same thing over and over again. Okay, so you should have those. Now let's take our last sheet. You should have one left of a 6x8 paper. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut your paper. I used different colors on here instead of like one sheet, so I didn't want to confuse anyone. So your 6x8 paper, okay, it's going to be a 6x8 paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut the first one to a 3x6, and then you're going to cut the rest. It's going to be a 2.5x6 and another 2.5x6, and that will be your full 6x8 paper. So you have these 3 sections, okay? I've already done that, so I'm going to show you mine, which is here. And don't ask me why I did it this way today. So those are my sheets. It's because I didn't, oh, that's why I did that. Because I didn't want to use the same print on one 6x8 paper, so this is why I cut them off camera for you. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is a 3x6. Okay, and the 3x6, you can either score it at 1.5 inches or you can fold it in half. I'm going to score mine because it is going to be our binding, and I don't want it to be messy, so I'm going to score mine. And by the way, just to make this album pop a little bit, I did a lot of detailed glittering. You can see, I don't know how much I'll be able to do today with you guys because obviously the inside has to dry, but that's how I made mine come alive a little bit, I feel like, is just using lots of my glitter. Okay, where was I? All right, so back to the binding. So now I want to show you 2 ways you can do this. Because honestly, I have to be honest, I wasn't too happy how I did the second page. I'll show you the way I do wish I did it, so you see how it's like that. It's fine, it's fine. I like it, but I did mine like this, okay? This is going to be our little binding, and then I did it like this. And shut it. And you don't want to glue it too close to the edge because you don't want it to be on top of each other. You just want to leave a little gap. But if I could do it again, I think I would have done it this way. So it had the same effect. So I want to tell you guys that so that you have that option to do that. It was too late and I'm very limited on this paper, so I didn't want to do it again. Now, also, I sealed mine here, right? But if you want, this can be a pocket. Like I'll show you, I can do this and just seal it here, here. And this section right here can be a little tuck-in pocket if you want. If not, which my album, I didn't do it, I'm just going to seal it. And I measured this out so that it's exactly 5 6x8 papers. That's why I had that measurement, so you're only using your 6x8 paper pad with it. So that's why all the pockets fit perfect and everything. Okay, and I'm taking some double-sided tape, and you guys know this trick. And so I'm making it pretty by adding this, and you know what comes next. If you're a newbie, this is my little trick. I love to do this. And I'm going to find a glitter that I like, which I already have. It's like a champagne color. Take this off. And I'm just going to use this on here. And sprinkle it on here. So it's not such a harsh line there. And it looks beautiful when you have a little bit of glitter on your albums. I should have done this after my pocket, but that's all right. But I'm sure you can guess what the other pieces are for that we had done. Which, you know, we have these two pieces left, right? So that is simply going to go right here. And that's how I came up with the little pocket piece. So I'm going to, and here I did use this on the notch. You could do I did actually do another little square, and I didn't like how it looked. So I took it out. I gotta get some of that glitter off. So I'm going to put that on there. Of course, you can glitter bomb this too if you want. You could even, you don't have to use 6x paper, you could use vellum. That would be really pretty. And it's going to fit perfectly on here because I measured it out this way. I mean, you could even make that border thinner, but I like it because it kind of tricks you to thinking that the album is, I don't know, just the border's different. So there's that, and I will probably go back and do some of these peaches, but let's go ahead and start on this page. Now again, if you want it to be the same and do that kind of glittery thing, do that, but my album did have this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to leave it this way. And remember, do not go too close to that edge because you will regret it when you close your album. So I just kind of test it and see, make sure you have that little bit of wiggle room. And I mean, you could even probably cover that with a little glitter so it doesn't, you don't see that, but it closes perfect. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And the reason why it won't work this way if it's behind is because this pocket would be too short if you went like this. So that's why I wanted to just switch it up, and maybe you have something, I don't know, just going that direction. Maybe you want to show off something without covering it like this, because you see this is covering so much, and here you have much more visual to show when you're turning your pages. So I just thought it was a nice different option. And I'm going to, and I already glittered this one out. The paper did not come glittered. I actually did that one just to make it, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the inside without getting it all over my desk. We'll see what I can do. So I'm just going to do that and put it on there. And I'm just going to borrow these here, which I showed you the size in the beginning. They're 7x6, which is pretty large. I'm going to borrow another one of these, and it's just a larger sheet. I just wanted to show you how this is a real fun album, especially for summer. Like, you can do lots of memory keeping, and you could keep going on and on and on with this. You could keep using this whole technique and building a really thick, nice album. So we've pretty much built it. Yeah, we have. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm doing. So let's kind of go through everything that we've been doing. And I'll start with that. I'm going to grab some, kind of go through this pile here and just decorate it with you. I don't know if I'll have the same ones. I'm going to try my hardest to kind of replicate this. And I'm going to use foam tape to pop these on. And I love the yellow that I got. Isn't that yellow so much fun? What a difference, because you could see usually I use clear, but that yellow just wouldn't be the same if I had used something else. Actually, I saw this one too. I actually like this. So I'm going to be just kind of building with you because I don't know how it's going to look because the pieces are all different. So I'm just kind of guessing and going along with this. It may change, it may not. We'll see. I like this bow. That bow would be really pretty there. Let's do that. Hope I wasn't using that bow for anything else. Sometimes I just grab things but oh, that's a little too high. We don't want to cover the butterfly completely. Or should I put the butterfly on top? No. I don't know if that looks weird. I'm just going to leave it. I think it looks okay. And I'm sure once I do the glitter, it'll look really nice. And I'm just going to put this, I can see a strip on the top. You guys know this drives me nuts when I cut it like that. And I had that little, so here I just had a little something. So if you want, you can put something there. I did take another one, but they're not the same. This one's clear. Let me see. Maybe I'll just switch it up with the lettering. Because we don't want it to look identical. Just kind of want to get some ideas going. All right, I like that. And I'll come back to this. And then on this side, you see how plain it is? That's why I just added a little bit of a layer. This was nothing special. All it was is just like a... Oh, this is just a little insert I'm putting in here. But this side here is just a 5x6 paper. And I just kind of placed it right here. See how it just breaks up that paper? So I'm just, I know, and look, I thank God I got 2 pages like these because I had to use my tag page for one of them, but don't worry, I have another page. So I just put it right up there, and I'm just going to, I had cut that out before, and I'm not doing that on camera because this was a real pain. The way it's shaped, I don't have a punch like that. So I'm just gonna leave that for now. You know what, I'm just gonna clip it, because I'm going to have to come back to that and do it. And then here I have these dies, but there was not any more. I guess I could have just punched some of my own hearts out, but I'm just going to use what I can find to see. First, I got to dig under this desk here, find out where all my stuff is at. Let me see what we can put on the edge there. Oh yeah, there was these pretty butterflies. I was like, huh, I wonder if I can do that. And it's getting so dark. Let me see. There was a couple of hearts, but not enough. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. Let me come back to that. So here, oh, that's where I got that idea from. Look, see how I did the little bow and the flowers? So I don't know if I can replicate that, but I'm going to try. I think I'm going to put my flower this way this time instead. And I love that pink against this. This is really nice. Do that, and I don't know, I want to try and make it a little different. Let's see what we got here. Even a little shopping bag would be cute. I've got this little peach. I think I'm going to use the peach because the front cover has a peach. And I wish I did this some glitter because I hate that we're not going to be able to do both. I think that bow was for in here. But you know what? I'm just going to have to figure it out. Maybe I'll just put a little leaf there. Is that weird? Is that too leafy? I think it's too leafy. I guess I could do like the little sunglasses. Or I could do another flower or a butterfly again. I don't know. I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like this flows better, but we'll just do the sunglasses because how often am I going to use sunglasses? I feel like I don't use them often. It kind of looks like it's on the peach, like, hello. I don't know if this is weird, but I'm going to use it. I think it's kind of cute. All right, so, and then this side here, I still didn't decide what to do. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have any more of those hearts. So maybe I'll just come back to that one. Oh, I found 2 hearts. So if I did this, this, maybe that. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to come back to that one because I like this. So maybe I'll just leave that for now. It looks really plain now. Oh, I have these little cute raspberries. Let me just see. Sorry, sometimes it's easier if I have the same pieces. But I go through the same thing like you guys, just spinning my wheel sometimes when I'm trying to do something. I don't always get it right away, and I'll have to play with it for a bit. If I can just find one more flower. The problem is I don't have enough pieces, but if I could find another flower, I think that would be really nice. Okay, I'm just gonna pick something. This will probably hurry up, lady. Okay, here's that. And maybe, you know what? Maybe it doesn't have to go down. Why don't we just stack it like that? Because I like how that looks. And I love to layer. I wonder if we could even stack it with the heart. No, I'm going too far now. Oh, this is pretty. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. So I'm going to just show you, not like you don't know how to do this, but just to give it a little extra, I'm going to, now I have, when I look at this, I'm like, okay, I have 2 ways I could do this. I could do the leaves or I could do the peaches, but the peaches are calling me, so I'm going to do the peaches. And I'm not doing the whole peach, which I could, but I'm just kind of doing those little pieces that I guess would be shining and without being too much, but you could definitely do the whole peach if you want. Because if I do it like this, I could probably actually grab some of those leaves without it being too much. I almost want to do the whole thing. Should I? Sure. So actually, when this dries, it will actually look really nice. I'm going to do the whole thing. I had the urge to do it. And it won't look this sloppy. Like I always say, once it's dry, it will look nice and just like glitter. It won't look like this. Just don't scribble it too hard. And it will dry nice. I just wanted a lot of glitter on the front. And now I got it. So when it dries, it'll be so cute. And I'm going to just glitter my bow just a little bit. And my flower. Now that yellow will probably be too bright for this mustard yellow. So I'm not going to use that with this one. I'm just going to use the clear one. And just going to do some lines on the butterfly too. It's just like wherever you want the detail. But honestly, it doesn't matter where you put it. So there's that. And then I can't really, maybe I can. I'm going to take this and do this. And here, I'm probably not going to do the whole peach. I'm just going to, I hope you guys can see, because it's a bit further away. But I'm just going to glitter this up. But I knew doing the pocket was a good idea to do beforehand. So now I have to kind of let this dry and feel it out. So this is the album for your 6x8 single-sided papers. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I have another one if you want me to use 6x8 pads. I think I'm going to try and knock some out using the 6x8 pads. Oh, and I would love, so for this, I'll show you kind of how I detailed. So this is pretty much the same exact print. It's just larger. So what I did is I literally just went in to the flowers, and I did all of the flowers on that paper. So if you have this print flower, you'll know how I did mine. That's all I did. I did every tiny little flower, and you saw how it dried. It dried really cute. I didn't do the leaves, but I did some of like swirly things. And then I'm just going to like this so that it's on here. Oh, no. Okay, we're okay. It goes like that. So that's the album, everyone. Enjoy.